Angry guy here. What am I to say right now? I mean, like, honestly, what am I to say? Other than I told you so. But before we get to that, I want to discuss the reasons why poor is a mindset and really delve into how to fix it, because so many people are stuck in that mentality today. And it's something that if they don't get away from it, it will completely take over their lives. Just want to thank these patrons real quick. You guys are awesome, and I want to thank you for your continued support. So we're just going to jump right into the stream. And the topic for today's video is basically why poor is a mindset and how to fix it now. Because the poor mindset, and I want you to hear me when I say this, is a mindset that is destructive. And I'm like bumping the mic around, I'm sorry. But it's true. It's a mindset that is extraordinarily destructive, and it's destructive to you as an individual, and it's also disruptive to the people around you. And when you acquire that mindset, it can be very, very difficult to overcome that mindset, to raise yourself up from that mindset, to actually recover from that mindset. Poor is a terrible thing. It really is, mentally, okay? Because we often think of poor as an economic situation. That's incorrect. How many of us do we know? How many of us know people who say that they are poor and they live better than us? Think about it very carefully. We all know somebody, or most of us do, someone who claims to be poor and they live so well, okay? I'm poor, living on $80,000 a year. I'm poor, but you own a home, a car, have kids, you're doing quite well, but you're poor because there's always someone who has more, right? It's a mindset that you have to work hard to ensure that you don't allow yourself to become trapped in. Because there's a lot of times where people, they take that mindset and they believe, and that becomes their reality. Their reality becomes, well, my situation right now is difficult, so this is just the life that I was born into. So instead of seeing what you can have, you start to think about what you don't have. And that the reason why you don't have it is because you were born into a certain class. You were born into a poor class, or you fell into the poor class. And now that's where you are, and you can never ever come back from that. I remember when I was homeless for a few years ago, and you guys know the story. And the irony is that I began to see how I could easily fall into that mindset. I can easily see how people could fall into that mindset, especially in desperate situations. Because you start to basically give up and lose hope and stop seeing a future. You stop seeing possibilities. You stop seeing yourself as being capable and being worth more than that. It's funny because I watch videos sometimes by Vanessa. I can't remember her last name, but she's awesome. And the thing that Vanessa talks about in her video, she's a social media Vanessa Law. I think that's her. I think Law is her last name. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry. But she talks about, developing YouTube channels, building your business, building your brand, stuff like that. And it's funny because I've seen how far she's come in her own personal life. And she's here on YouTube. And it's interesting because she had to work so hard to get to that point. So hard. And she had to dream and push forward. One of my biggest problems I know is that I don't reward myself enough. And it's something that I just came to find out. A friend pointed it out to me. because I grew up with a mindset that things were always in such scarce supply. I mean, I grew up in abundance, but I also grew up in a very rough time and place. The 80s were rough, New York was rough, and it took a certain kind of person to survive in that kind of environment, and that's where my parents wanted to be. That's not where I wanted to be, though. And I think they lived their dream. My parents, they moved to New York, and they how do I put this? They had their fun. They lived their fast life, the life that they wanted to live. They made that choice completely, and they stuck with that. All right, that was their ultimate decision. They wanted to live that way. Okay, and they're still living that way. And I have to realize now that they were wrong. They were very, very, very wrong. It's not easy, guys. It really isn't. If to fix a poor mindset, first you have to start deciding what you want, and you have to want something, and you have to reward yourself with it. And that's something I just learned. I have not been rewarding myself. Okay, you also need to change the way that you think. Stop thinking about things as being, stop thinking about things being in short supply. All right, instead you need to see surplus. That's the problem that all of us often see. We basically don't see a surplus. We see like a limited supply. Like, okay, if I don't get out there and I don't get one, then what am I gonna do? It's like, sometimes we end up taking jobs that we really shouldn't be taking, but we're desperate. And we say we're going to use it as a stepping stone, and we get stuck in those jobs, are stuck doing those things because we're just trying to survive and make it to the next day. And that just doesn't work. All right, because when that one finally falls out, then what do you have? It's funny because you have guys who have literally nothing to their names, and then they go from zero to hero. You know how they do that? Because they don't start out flipping fries or flipping burgers and shaking fries. No. All right, they see what they want, they see what they have, and they go out and they push and push and push, and they go as high as they possibly can go. All right. They go as high as they start out as high as they possibly can. All right. Oh, I'm going to start out at the very bottom and work my way up, and you're going to stay there. I'm going to tell you guys something very interesting. I remember when there was a time in my life where I wanted to become a writer. I wanted to become a writer, and I wanted to write movies and Hollywood and television shows. And I actually practiced and wrote at least one script. Never ever actually. So I did not have I never sent it to any studios because I felt like it was not good enough. And then years later I look back and it's like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? This can't, this script doesn't even flow great, and I must be out of my mind. And I spent years, I think, working on it. And finishing it. I mean, after I wrote it, there was like the whole editing process. Like I literally wrote it and edited it to as best as I could. I mean, like it took me years, and I did, and I never did anything with it. The only person I ever showed the script to, I think, were two people. One of them was a brother and an ex-girlfriend. And it's funny because I remember I showed her the script, and she was like kissing me as she read it. I think she thought it was really good. She thought it was really, really good. She really liked it. She was kissing me. That was so impressive. Like, my girlfriend was kissing me as she read the script. Like, she really thought something special of that. And I was like, huh? I didn't really see it. I was like, I didn't see so much value in myself. So you have to get out of that poor mindset, and you have to start seeing yourself as a person of value. And you have to look for things that you want, and then go out there and try to attain them, try to get them. Because if you don't, then you're going to find yourself constantly sad, constantly wanting, either more or not knowing what you want at all. It's the honest truth. Devon O'Reilly is in the chat. He says, hey, buddy, what's going on, bro? A ceiling fan says, good tips and explanation. Thanks, bro. Is ear made? Okay. And let me see here. Let's do this. So, guys, yeah, I mean, it's true. It's absolutely true. If you want something in life, you got to go out there and get it. Anyway, guys, right now we need to focus on what's happening around us. We need to be logical, practical, and we need to make the hard decisions. I'm just going to be honest with you, because no one is going to do it for us, and no one is going to hold our hands in the situation. The truth is that we're adults now. Okay, we're all adults. If you're listening to this video, you're old enough, you're at least old enough to realize that, hey, I've got to do something with my time, or else things are not going to work out optimally. You have to go out there, you have to strive, and you have to be brave. And I know it's hard, because trust me, I'm there with you. It's so painful. Some days it can be hard to get up. It can really be hard to get up, and some days you feel like you don't want anything. You just want to give up, but you can't. All right? Why can't you? You can do whatever you want. You're right. You can. And let me tell you something. No one can really blame you. I'm going to be honest with you, especially the lives we live as people today. No one can blame you if you say, I just want to give up. No one can blame you. No one can blame you. But if you want to try to, at least, and I can't give you anything. I can't tell you how to be happy. What I can tell you is you can look for something that you want in life. Okay? People get rid of this mentality of, there's a difference between saving and conserving, and not rewarding. Again, you have to reward yourself. And you might say, well, how do I do that? Well, first off, find out what's most important to you. What are you most passionate about? What can you not live without? I was watching this video about this millennial who saved over $100,000 over the course of 2 years. And she was working multiple jobs, and as I think about it now, it was really impressive. But here, she gave some tips. She was on the news, and she did this, ironically, not by giving up everything. She looked at her lifestyle and she said, what are the things that you enjoy the most? And the thing that she enjoyed the most was going out. What is the thing that you cannot live without? And she could not live without going out, having fun, stuff like that. But she was also spending money on all kinds of other things. So what she did was she prioritized on doing the things that she wanted, that she could not live without, all right, to make her happy. And she minimized the things that she did not need. For example, we spend tons of money on maybe buying takeout sometimes, or ordering food, stuff like this, when in reality we can go buy a freezer. You heard me right. If we don't already have a good enough freezer, stock it full of food, all right, and then cook something when we're hungry. And we'd be amazed to see how much money we save doing that. And that's money that we can use to save as well as reward ourselves, all right? We can end up rewarding ourselves over and over and over again. For a long time, I thought that basically if you spend all your time chasing money, you'll eventually get it. And you know what the truth is? You do make money, but it'll come and it'll go. Because that's one thing about money in life. Money comes and goes. It really does. You can be on top of the world one day, and you can be at the very bottom of it the very next. Money comes and goes. The key is to realize that you just have to look forward to what it is that you want in life, what moves you forward, what makes you want to go forward and get. And you shouldn't make that a person. For example, you shouldn't say, well, I want a girlfriend, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to work hard and get all this money. And the reason is because you're looking for something external to make you happy. And if you look for a person to make you happy, you're going to be let down. All right? So you have to reward yourself, and you need to do it as often as you can. You have to reward yourself as often as you can. Reward yourself, okay? Reward yourself with vacations. Reward yourself with nice things. Reward yourself with things that you don't necessarily need, but truly want. And cut out the things that you don't need. All right? Develop a plan, develop a budget. But when I say budget, I'm talking about looking at the areas of your life that really you don't need to splurge on, where you're wasting money. So for example, like I said, food takeout is a big one. A lot of people like myself would save anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month, maybe sometimes more, by probably way more, by eliminating takeout. All right, and only eating takeout, not eating, and that doesn't mean you don't eat out. Doesn't mean you don't eat out. You can eat out with your friends, although try not to do it every day. And here's another great option for you. Everybody's hungry, right? Like you have a bunch of friends and everyone's hungry. And you're like, oh, we should all go out and eat. How about this one? Why don't we just go back to my place and fry up some steaks and burgers? Yeah, that makes more sense. Think about it carefully. Like, you can go back to your place, fry up some steaks and burgers, and you can do that and feed everyone. All of you can eat and eat well. Okay? Often for the price that you would be paying for just one plate at a nice restaurant, or even a decent restaurant. Think about that. Think about it carefully. Like, oh, your meal came to like $20 or $30. So let's say you go out with some people and the meal comes to like, you know, your plate comes to like $25 or $30. You realize with that $25, $30, you and 4 other people could have ate, and you could have ate well. And sometimes it's like, well, there's the experience of going out. Truth, it's overrated. It's overrated. Hanging out with friends and having fun. Ordering some, you know, I mean, and you know, I was gonna say ordering a pizza. Forget about even ordering a pizza. Cook. I'm serious. Another thing I've learned is your environment. Something I'm gonna probably do, I'm gonna really try to hopefully do, is one, I might hire someone to help me decorate and make my environment nicer. When I was growing up, I didn't own anything. I didn't, you know, my bedroom wasn't my own. It was my mother's. It was my mother's house. It was like I was an animal living in her house. It was everything in that house belonged to my parents. Nothing belonged to me. All right? I had no rights and I had no say. I was a kid. And I did as I was told throughout my childhood, my teens, and even my adulthood. And that created so many problems for me and made me so depressed. You have to have something of your own. You have to say, for example, when you are in your room, you have to feel comfortable in your room, in your space. You have to enjoy being in your room. You have to enjoy being in your bed. Now, when I say being in your bed, oh, well, it's really nice here. I can lay in my bed and, you know, at least it's something to lay in. No, you have to love, it should smell nice where you live. Your environment should smell good. It should feel good. It should feel like a place where you want to be. You love being in your home, and it shouldn't be so empty. That's one thing that I will admit that us guys, we struggle with this. We do struggle with this. All right. On one hand, we're very good at rationalizing. On another hand, we can be it can be very hard for us to learn how to reward ourselves. And it's amazing that I never really learned it. Like the importance of rewarding yourself, you know? I just got that memo today from a friend, and I was like, wow, I really need to be out there rewarding myself more. But as I said, for you to do that, you also have to make money, all right? And right now, money, the economy, there's a global recession happening, all of this stuff, you need to begin working and putting in the work so you can get the rewards that you want. Don't forget, Bitcoin is actually booming again. And like I said, crypto it's the future. If you want to miss it, then do what makes you happy. I just created a new course called Crypto Secrets They Don't Want You to Know. This course is $129.99, and it's actually going for just $99.99 right now, as it's a new course that we're just putting out for you. There's a link in the description of the video. And basically, this course is so amazing that it's designed to help anyone struggling with crypto and blockchain investing. And you're going to not only get a grip, but you're going to learn the secrets that they don't want you to know, that they don't want you to, the rich want to keep away from you. All right. You're going to learn about the important things you should know about crypto. You're going to learn about the 4 key areas for developing blockchain platforms, because knowledge is power. You're going to learn the secrets that are going to make you filthy rich in blockchain, in cryptocurrency. All right. So this course is right there for you. There's a link to an description of the video. Crypto secrets that they don't want you to know. You're gonna get the top 4 tips for to start trading in cryptocurrency. You're gonna learn about things to avoid when investing. You're gonna learn about the different kinds of tech. You're gonna learn so much, all right, in this one little course that you're going to say, oh my gosh, what have I been doing with my time all this time? So yeah, this course is out for $99.99 right now. It's part of the early bird special. It goes for $129.99 normally. You can go over to cryptomoney.academy, pick up the course. There's a link to it in the description of the video. If you've been to the website recently and you were getting like getting an error saying that the website was it was not encrypted, I just got the SSL certificate back up. So basically we have to renew the SSL certificate every so often. It's just one of those things. So I just renewed it. Everything's great on there. Go pick it up. Go check out the course. All right, because right now we don't have any time to wait around. And also don't forget, we have a ton of other amazing courses ranging from an expat's guide to decentralized banking and off the grid living, all the way to how blockchain actually works. More courses on how to choose and invest in altcoins that will increase by 100,000 times and make you massive profit. You know, we have converting cryptocurrencies without using an exchange. I mean, again, we have something for everyone here. We have how to quickly withdraw your crypto and cash from any ATM and other crypto to cash quick conversion methods. We have cryptocurrency 101 for those that don't really know much about it. And of course, we have how to buy Bitcoins anonymously and through secret methods. We also have tons of other courses, tons of other amazing courses. You can see them all on cryptomoney.academy. You can find a link to the course I talked about in the description of the video, and of course to all the courses, and a link to all the courses in the description as well. And of course, we have this other amazing course, which is how to get tons of valuable cryptocurrency for free without mining or paying for it. So that's one you definitely want to look out for. They all are. Guys, there's not a lot of time, you know. I mean, before I'm going to show you some articles. Like, look at this: Feds to cut rate again, but what comes after that? Economy week. You know what comes after that, guys? Recession. Okay, but that's it. That's it. You know, for those people that want to act like, hey, everything's going to be okay, they can keep believing that. They can believe the economy is going to be okay. They can believe that everything is going to be okay. But let me tell you something: if you don't prepare, then don't complain. Cougar's in the chat. He says, I miss the old Angry. You made me laugh historically. Anyway, hope you're doing well, Angry. Cougar, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm working hard on putting out content that I'm working hard on actually like getting back to like the live streams as well. So believe it or not, I'm really pushing on getting back to the live streams, putting out a lot of the stuff that, you know, you don't have. How do I put it? I'll always be angry, but you know, I use angry as a motivation, and it depends on what you're angry about. So, you know, like I said, I'm not really dealing with any of that other stuff anymore, that MGTO stuff. Instead, I'm focusing on self-development, happiness, and collaboration. And you know, I think, like I said, I'm welcome to working with both men and women. It's how it is, you know. I'm welcome to working with everyone. I've gotten really no problems with anyone at this moment. There are people that, of course, I don't want to deal with, but like, I'm not trying not to hold too much animosity, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's about living, learning, and that's it. That's the best you can really do. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next video. Check out one of the courses if you want to live a better, higher quality standard life, if you want to make your money and make your mark on the world. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you at this moment. I will see you in the next video, and I really hope you enjoyed this one. Peace.